Invincible's animation is actually terrible. Dog poo water. It's so bad. It's some of the worst animation I've ever actually seen. And today we're going to be discussing that and more on the Microphone Club. If you guys are enjoying that, if you guys share that opinion, make sure you guys subscribe. But let's get into it. Malachi, first 3 episodes are out. What'd you think of them?
Oh my! I don't even know where to start.
Animation trash.
Okay, first.
It's not great.
I don't think it's great, but like it doesn't bother me. Like, I'll be honest. It sure doesn't bother me. Like, I don't think about it.
I don't either.
Again, I'm not super into like, animation, so I guess
I don't either. Like, I don't really. I'm like, wow, his nose didn't move. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. My cousin's an animator, so I could see why he critique it more.
Yeah.
Or like people who are like heavy into animation. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the main complaint was they're kind of just like redrawing the comics, which is okay, but you can take a little more liberties. So I'd like to see that, but. Then again, the story's so good. Like
they also they lock in for the fight scenes, right?
Yeah, but you know, they just locked in all the time. I guess. Did you see that fan?
But I'm saying like they lock in for the fight scenes. Did
you see that fan made one I sent you?
Oh yeah, with the
versus Conquest.
Yeah,
that was fucking sick.
That's sick.
So we'll see how they adapt that in the real show eventually. Anyway, Matt, Tom, talk about your thoughts. I'm gonna let you play off me, like ask me questions because you've read it more. You've read it. I haven't read a thing. So whenever we watch it or we text about it, I'm seeing everything for the first time. So it's funny to see like I say something, you're like, bro, it's gotta wait, bro. So go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Obviously, episode 1 was cool. Like you had like Mark. So they showed the training arc, right, with Mark, and he's getting stronger. Like this nigga is lifting fucking a whole building, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
basically
glaciers and shit, right? And that's the thing, right? Because people keep saying Mark did all that stretch rate just for him to get his ass beat 5 seconds later. But that's the thing. He's gotten so much stronger. But now he has to try that much harder to pull his punches because Mark does not want to kill people. So now when you're like that much stronger, you're trying to hold back. It's actually very hard to do that.
But they're insects, bro.
I know, but they're
like the one where he's like fighting the big ass insects.
See, that's the thing. I don't understand why.
Like bro, there's been times where like Filter might just fly through things.
Yeah, like and Nessa pulled that one time and she just. And Oni Man and
Man,
like they just
fucking Oliver did it.
Yeah.
You're telling me Invincible can't fly through those bugs and just wrap it up?
Yeah, but like he's trying so hard. But I think it's also not just that, but like he's trying to avoid as much collateral damage as possible.
Bro, it's like I'm relating it to me. It's like Invincible has like the Optimus Prime mentality, and Oni Man's like fucking Megatron.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you got strong, you try to pull your punches. It's like a mental the reason why, a lot of reasons why, because he's holding back, but it's a mental thing too, right? He's like really trying to focus on like not trying to hurt people, not trying to cause collateral damage. That he's not locking in for fights. He's getting his ass kicked. That's why it keeps happening. That's like even like remember when he fought those Viltrumites in season 2, right? He like On-Man's like, bro, lock in for 2 seconds, please. He locked in and he was whooping them,
beating their ass.
He was whooping, right? But that Anyways, obviously Mark and Eve they start they start dating. Cool. That's good. Even though he almost fumbled low key.
I was texting, I'm like, yo.
Oh shit.
And I was like, oh shit, never mind.
Now the main thing I want to talk about. Oh, this is the discourse.
Wait, let's go episode by episode quickly, and let me know what you thought. So episode 1, like give a very quick synopsis, and like what do you think about it?
And we had the Doc.
They kind of when you watch them all together, kind of like blends in.
Yeah, Doc Seismic pulls up. Doc Seismic is in prison, right? Breaks out because he just has insane powers, right? He captured all of the all of them.
Every single one.
He captured everyone except for Mark and Eve,
and then he ended up capturing them anyway.
This nigga, bro. First of all, you gotta kill. Is he dead? No, he's not dead, right? I think you gotta kill this nigga. Bro, he easily captured everyone. But besides the point, then we, saying Cecil, okay, obviously, Kid Omni-Man, or, Oliver, he gets his powers and shit, and he wants to go help, but, he probably shouldn't do that. He's like 8 years old, well, in human years. He's like 3 months old. So yeah, anyways, then Mark's like angry because Cecil's using the Reanimin, which is created by Dr. Sinclair, and, Dr. Sinclair did horrible things to people. Horrible things. He cannot, the things he done, in my opinion, cannot be rehabilitated.
Yep.
And then you also have Darkwing 2 from like the night, I thought the Undercity. I can't remember what the place is called.
Dark fucking. Whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember what the place is called, but like Midnight City.
He basically went on a fucking rampage there.
Midnight City. Yeah, he killed a bunch of people, right? You cannot really be rehabilitated, right? In my opinion, at least. But yet Cecil, instead of just locking them away or just killing them, he has them work for him. And I mean, well, if it wasn't for them, they probably would have all gotten packed up by Dr. Sinclair or Seismic. Sorry, they probably all got packed up by him because Mark was just like not in the right mind space to properly. He was just not locked in, right?
Never is.
Never is until
only when like he was able to fight Multi-Paul because he knew killing them had no consequence.
Yeah. Oh, but also he locked in against the Reanimator. But then those are already dead people, so it's like
whenever like he realizes killing them has no consequence,
bro,
or it's like a life or death, like he really like then he like shit.
Then he locks the fucking.
Bro, you know how many Multi-Pauls he murdered in like 2 seconds?
He was just like ripping the head off and shit. But yeah, so. Then we had so episode 2 we get into Cecil's backstory, which was fucking fantastic.
Was this the same episode with the fight?
What, when Mike for Cecil?
Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 2,
okay. Yeah.
So
episode 2 was fucking fire.
Cecil's backstory was fucking sick. I love how when Cecil was in there, he was literally like Mark before, right? He was like, I'm not working with these criminals, right?
Yeah.
Because
all life is this. Yeah. Can you be redeemed? All that kind of shit.
And then so he kills them. He gets sent to prison for it for 3 years. By the way, 3 years he's in prison. And then the head of the Global Defense Agency is like takes him out because he thinks Cecil's the one to do the job. Because what's so cool is in that prison they had all these fucked up creatures and shit there, and they were all. And then the lady that put him in the cell was like, hey, he's the last guy was in a bucket. And then Cecil was low-key like he low-key sunned him. He was like, yeah.
Well, it's like. It's a very good way of his boss showing him of how these people can be redeemed and be put to work in useful ways.
Yes,
it completely flips his philosophy.
It completely changed how because like he was like those fucking people there that had messed up powers or whatever and like were doing fucked up things in the prison and killing people or whatever. Cecil pulled up in the prison and like that didn't happen. That stopped happening, right? So he gets. Put in charge of the Global Defense Agency, and then later on he then meets Omni-Man when Omni-Man first comes to Earth. But like even that he always had a doubt of what Omni-Man's true intentions were, but he never truly found out until it was, I guess, too late. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter what they were doing, bro.
They weren't gonna stop. Yeah, they were not gonna stop him anyways. But and then we get episode 3, which I guess the main part of episode 3 was
the beginning.
Well,
the beginning and the end.
Sorry. So the beginning scene we had like the couple, and then they were they both had powers, right? And but they're living normal life, like they work jobs, whatever. But like they're struggling to make ends meet. And like this scene it's a beautiful like in the way it's portrayed because there's no dialogue. It's just we're just following their lives, right?
Yeah.
And they're not bad people. Like I don't think they like as far as we
not innately.
Yeah, not innately.
You see in the beginning he sees a kid with his mom.
Yeah. And
he's like, oh, like maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Yeah.
And like they rob a bank. Yeah, because like they're trying to make enemies, they get fired for a bunch of jobs and whatnot, and then they're homeless. They're
not trying to use their powers to their advantage. They're trying to just be like normal members of society.
But then they saw an opportunity to rob a bank, and they did that, and then Mark and Oliver pull up and fucking fold them in 2 seconds, and it's just so funny because we're seeing like their lives and how like they're actually good people. They want these, but like the system, right? Society is just not able to have because of the way we're built with capitalism.
Yeah, an important trope for these shows is showing like good and bad is in black and white.
Yes, the whole point of this season. So I think a big underlying theme of the season is the gray area that a lot of people approach with life and morality. Right, so it's a very gray area. Cecil, it's beautiful,
and I think it's especially topical given like what happened with the fucking healthcare thing. Where the CEO was killed.
Oh yeah,
and there was a big conversation of like obviously this guy was the CEO who did these bad things, but does he deserve his life to be taken away?
In that way, yeah.
And is someone allowed to be the judge, jury, executioner? Right. So anyway, continue with what you're saying.
And then so obviously Mark and Oliver pull up and just instantly kill them, or not kill them, but like they were incapacitated them. And even then like. The guy had Oliver wrapped up, but like didn't want to hurt him because it's a kid.
It's a kid, yeah.
Right? And then Mark comes in, Mark not even like asking questions, right? Like there's no. But I don't think Mark's not in charge of the prison, so he's not like asking them why they did this or whatever.
Yeah.
He just wants to stop the crime from happening and then put them in jail, then he doesn't have to worry about anything else, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like the willful ignorance almost with Mark. He's like he stops these criminals, but he never. It's like with Titan in season 1 when Titan was like Titan's a criminal or like a crime boss, right? And Mark was like, I don't want to help you. You're a criminal, right? And then he ends up showing him like how the city's run and whatever and all the fucked up things.
It's like stuff you have to do.
Yeah. Right, and I think that's just, and then Mark, I think that kind of opened Mark. He's still like a little bit like not fully
naive,
a little bit naive, but like shit like that puts it into perspective. Even with Omni-Man telling him, hey, that shit doesn't fucking matter. Right?
Yeah, and there was a big like scene. I think we kind of brushed over where like they decide to stay with the Guardians or leave Cecil's
it was basically Civil War.
Yeah, like they just split up completely.
Oh my fucking! I missed over. That was in episode 2. I think.
Episode 2. So that was
awesome.
Because I think it was cool to see like Rex ride out for Mark. That was cool as fuck. That was sick.
Oh my god.
Rex Sport arc gonna be sick this season. Yeah. It's getting even better.
I love Rex.
And another thing was what's the fucking guy's name? The robot.
Rudy.
Rudy, yeah, like Kimmy, like get the shit out of my head. And he's like right away, yeah, or like blocking the signals.
That scene for me at least. Okay, so when Mark fucks up the reanimating, right?
Yeah.
And then Cecil's like saying, "Oh my god, you fucking ruined everything."
This, and he's like,
Mark fucking grabs him, and I was like, oh,
because he was trying to do like mental warfare at first to see if it would work, and Mark was like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Mark just fucking grabs him, and then everyone there is just kind of like, what the fuck, like that, and like imagine if like.
That's why he runs to their base.
Yeah, imagine like that shit happened like with Iron Man and like Captain America some shit. Like they're like you know, Cap was like saying some shit and then you just fucking just grab like people, everyone be like, well, what the fuck? Like I feel like low-key and that's people always step in, but like everyone there was like, okay, if I try to Mark might actually kick my ass.
He would though. And maybe like aside from Immortal.
Yeah. But that Civil War plot kind of was really cool as well.
I'm sure that'll get explored a little more.
Yeah. And then, so then you had like episode 3, obviously Oliver and Mark.
The end of episode 3 was the major kind of thing.
And that's the thing. So Oliver kind of just kills them all.
For like one of them surrendered.
But that's the thing.
But that wasn't even like the important thing that happened. It was what happened when they left. Bro, can I be honest with you? When Mark was like, Sky, now I was gonna go up and beat his ass, bro. I really thought he was gonna like give him a fucking beating, like how like Omni-Man used to do to like just start punching on him. I thought that's what was gonna happen.
It was like Sky now, and then like there was like to kill people, but like okay, people obviously are like, oh, what the fuck, this little kid? Why is he saying he's he's basically just Omni-Man, right? Like a kid version. But you have to understand, number one, he's a kid, okay? And not to say that makes what he's saying okay, but he's too naive to understand what the fuck what's wrong with what he's saying. Right? Number 2, he's not a human. He was not like he was raised on Earth, but like he's not really a human, right? He's not.
He just looks kind of human.
Yeah, and then he's got his power, and like the thing is too, right? The reason why he has so much respect for first of all, Omni-Man is his dad. People forget that, right?
Yep.
And I know he's Mark's dad too, but like Oliver hasn't seen Omni-Man in a bad light. Like,
no, he just thinks it's like his hero dad.
Yeah, because I don't know how much he remembers from when he was like a fucking like toddler. But like,
I wonder if that works because like they age so quickly, so they might remember more than we think.
Yeah, so like all he knows is that his dad's a hero and savior, right? Like that's the thing, right? He had all those atrocities that Omni-Man did on Earth. He didn't see. He wasn't there for it.
He doesn't understand why they're bad.
And he doesn't exactly. He thinks that okay, well maybe Omni-Man was right. Like shit, like And like they do explore that a lot more with Oliver's character a little bit. Like going forward, probably next season you'll see what.
Bro, that TikTok edit I saw today, where like it's like, what if Dad was right? And then it goes to an Omni-Man. That shit was hard as fuck. I can't even lie.
So what I wanted to talk about was the kind of the fight between Mark and Cecil, right?
Yeah.
This is something
that's the big one from the 3 episodes.
So interesting. So I want to ask you, how do you feel about Cecil and Mark's like falling out?
I think it was bound to happen. Number one, because he's never gonna trust Mark, and Mark's never gonna trust him, even though they were supposed to trust each other. Because, like, obviously he's worried he's just gonna become Omni-Man, of course. Even though Mark keeps saying he's not becoming Omni-Man, but then it's like Cecil's baiting him into becoming Omni-Man.
That's the thing too. So I remember how Angstrom, right? All those alternate reality Marks are evil, right?
Like 99% of them,
the ones that we've seen are evil so far, right? They've all already been like established as bad people, right? But then and they're all very much like Omni-Man in their realities, right? And then you have the one that's good, right? And he's trying not to become his dad, but people keep pushing him to become his father. Cecil, but also Angstrom. They were pushing him to become.
Who showed up at the end of episode 3?
Yes, they were pushing him to become his father. Like they're literally like if you don't listen to, because they're trying so hard to control. Like
they're trying so hard to make him not his father that it's pissing him off and making him become his father.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly, right. Like Mark snapped.
Like if you just leave Mark alone, like nothing would probably.
Mark snapped and beat the shit out of Angstrom. We thought he was dead. He's not dead, apparently. And then Cecil is literally like, because he can't control Mark, he like they have such conflicting views on how to do things. He's literally pushing him to become his fucking father, and that's why Mark snapped. But even then, Mark didn't kill him. You know what I mean? Mark could have, like, what do you have? He showed you mercy. He could have killed you, and he didn't. And you're like, you know what I mean?
Omni-Man didn't even get to touch him. Like when they were like fighting.
He was teleporting away.
Yeah.
Right? If he did, he would just kill him.
Yeah.
He would have just killed him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like when you see it, when they show you the rage of him like ripping apart all those bots, it's because in Mark's mind, like they're so like they're not people.
They're dead people. Like
so like he doesn't care about like it's like the multi-Paul thing and the what are they? I don't even know what they're called. The cyborgs or whatever.
Reanimate.
The Reanimate. Like they're the same in Mark's eyes because they're so dime a dozen or whatever.
Yeah.
With humans, it's so like it's different to them.
They have a life, but they're not living things. They're just dead.
They just are
that they use as like a weapon.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. So
he doesn't care about going full throttle and just killing.
Yeah. And so that's the thing with Mark's fault. What I like about and I don't know if the show does this. They probably, I mean, they do it on purpose. How the show is written, but
have we talked about Invincible on the show? No, right?
No, I don't think so.
Because we started after the season. Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to talk about was showing how it almost shows how in the real world the prison system is so corrupt, right? And I don't know if the show's doing this necessarily on purpose.
What's a common trope like reducing these people to they're still people, but it's like. It's the gray area, right?
But the gray area, right? So Cecil's whole thing is that he reforms these prisoners, right? He gives them an opportunity that, okay, we can make good, right? Okay, Darkwing killed a bunch of people, but
he's so useful.
But he's useful, and he even showed remorse. He's like, I'm sorry for all these fucked up things I did, but I want to become better, right? And I'm like, okay, to the one hand I get it, but then it shows in the real world, right? Okay, people do these like they're stealing. Like money or whatever, and it's like we throw them in prison for X amount of years, right? For crimes that, when you really think about it, okay, yeah, they should be punished for these crimes, but at the same time, the whole point of prison is supposed to be reformation, right? But that's never the case. It's just you did these, your reasoning was actually pretty good, but we're gonna throw you away because
prison is just more like a deterrent for regular citizens.
Yeah.
To not do that because the idea of prison is so scary.
Yeah.
So like it's like, oh, I don't want to go to jail, so why would I do this? Not like, oh, like the prison system is actually reformative, so it's a good thing to go.
That's how the prisons are. It should be reformative, right? Showing people, hey.
But it gets to the point, right?
Okay, there are certain crimes I think you cannot be reformed. Like Omni-Man can't be really forgiven.
Omni-Man can't be. Like, he doesn't need reformation per se. He's doing that he's doing that.
The most he can get is atonement, right? It's like, okay, you've done these things. We can't really forgive you, but you can at least do your best to help us.
Well, even if you look at, like, Sinclair. Oh. Like, that's someone who's beyond redeemable.
Yeah, but atonement.
But Cecil thinks he's still so useful.
Yeah.
And how can this benefit me and the rest of the world? So,
it's that gray area. I think that's an underlying theme in the season. It's such an interesting concept that they've explored. I think Cecil has good... Cecil takes it too far. Like, putting the fucking thing in Mark's ear is too far.
He's very,
way too far.
Like, you kind of, like, even, like, politically, you don't want to lean too far one way or the other. Or, like, be super opinionated and be open to, like, other suggestions. But because I think it's because, like, he's seen both sides of the coin already, right? Like, he basically sacrificed himself for the cause, and then they just brought him back, and now he's, like, has such a different perspective. He saw what happened with Omni-Man, so he has a different perspective on what he can do with Mark. So he has, like, realistically in his head, there's no justification for seeing the other side. Because he's already seen it, and it didn't work. So why would he go back to something and to be honest, the way he thinks right now has been more successful than not.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, so, and here's the thing too, right? There's still, we're forgetting because we're still early on in where we are in the show to the comics. There's still a fucking potential Viltrumite invasion that's going to happen. right? Like,
Yep.
Like
That's Mark's job.
That's Mark's job, and but also Cecil needs to be prepared for that. Anissa pulled up, and you were shitting your bricks. You were shitting fucking bricks. One Viltrumite.
Not even the strongest.
Not even.
That motherfucker.
Not even the strongest. One Viltrumite pulled up, beat Mark's ass, and had you. You were like, Donna was like, "Hey, can we give him the Guardians?" He's like, "No, that's just fucking like
they're all just gonna get killed.
She's gonna fucking destroy
everyone." Probably, but like Immortal maybe.
No, Immortal. Oh yeah, you bring him back. But like he would get packed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Immortal would get packed up, bro. Okay.
Immortal's pretty strong.
No, bro. He's a bitch, bro.
Really?
Immortal would get packed. He would get packed up. Oh, trust me.
Is this stronger than Omni-Man?
Who?
Is she stronger than Omni-Man?
I think she's probably as strong, but she's way more like skilled of a fighter. Like in terms.
Omni-Man's just like a brute.
Omni-Man's like brute, yeah, but she's like way faster than her. Like, she's like fucking. But yeah. Anyways, so, yeah, Cecil and Mark.
The power scaling with Viltrumites confuse me, but I think
it does confuse me a little. But like, I think for the most part, like they're just so much more stronger than anything on Earth, right? And then when you get to Viltrum, they're all like pretty relative, and then there's some that are just so much stronger, right? That's kind of how it is. Like on Earth, like Mark is so much stronger than everyone else, but then he just holds back, so it looks like he's getting. But like, because like when you think about it, he gets beatings, but like no one ever actually like does a lot.
But he does get like kind of hurt though.
He gets kind of hurt, but like nobody ever does like a lot a lot of damage.
Nothing like
fatal. The only thing was Battle Beast
fucking whooped his ass.
Battle Beast fucked him up, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Only him and Omni-Man ever fucked him up that bad.
Yeah. well, yeah. Like, and then even like when you find that one Viltrumite at Thula, she low caught him off guard with stabbing in like the stomach, but like he was low key giving her hands, bro. I'm not gonna lie, he was low giving her hands.
Bro, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for Mark to finally fucking. Cause I know what's gonna happen eventually, where he's just like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. But I think we've talked. Unless you want anything else.
Is there anything else? I mean, yeah, like I said, the whole Cecil thing. I think the gray area and like the underlying theme is pretty cool. Yeah. I do want to talk about like Mark. The one last time I talked about is Mark. So, not Cecil. Oliver killing the Muller twins. So that kind of puts into perspective how much Mark truly is holding back.
Yeah,
because there's no way he's not stronger than Mark right now, but Oliver locked in for 2 seconds and killed both monsters. They've been trying to do that for however, like not kill them, but like fam, they tried to kidnap the president. Remember the first episode, and like they locked them up. They get out of prison. They lock them up again. They get out of prison.
I enjoyed them as characters.
I love them as characters.
They're really funny, yeah.
But and then all of a sudden Oliver is there. They're like low key like throwing him around, and then Oliver's like,
fuck this, bro.
He locks in for half a second and fucking kills him.
He flew through one and he fucking beamed someone.
No, remember he beamed his in the jaw, right?
Yeah.
The guy looked, he was like, oh, what the fuck? And then he fucking just beamed it, bro.
Yeah.
But that shows you how much Mark is holding back.
Yep.
Because Mark could easily do that.
They slowly let that on more, like how much he's holding back.
Yeah.
But I still don't understand why he let insects beat his ass. That didn't make sense to me. But anyways, guys, we've been talking about this for fucking almost 25 minutes. So let me know what you guys thought of the Invincible episodes. Did you guys enjoy them? Are you guys excited to see what's next? Have you read the comics? Or are you still as interested? I've heard a lot of people who've read the comics, like, I don't know how they're feeling about it, to be honest.
I mean, I think, well, there's I think for me at least, like, someone that knows like things that happen going forward, right? It keeps, because there's something that changed. It keeps me on my toes, right? But also, like, I think they've adapted, like so season 1 was very different, but season, like 2 and 3, like
I think it's very like
very
much
like
I said, those like accounts that will like post each panel.
It's very much like the comics. So they're switching out some orders of some things, but like it's
because sometimes it needs to be different for TV.
Yeah, it's very close to the comics. Like the Mark vs. Cecil was, you could honestly just pull that right from the comics.
I literally saw the panels. It's like the same fucking thing.
It's the same thing.
That's sick. That's cool. That's cool. All right, guys. So if you guys enjoyed the video, let us know. This last video we're recording today. So it was a decent recording session, a lot of fun, a lot of stuff to talk about. So there'll be videos out throughout the week. Let us know what else you guys want to talk about. We'll cover Invincible again next week. When the new episodes come out. So yeah. Anyways, like the video, subscribe, have a great day. We'll see you guys in the next piece of content. Peace out.